Okay, let's talk through all these golf events that you have coming up.
Gabby, I'm glad you asked. Got my calendar right here. July 17th at Red Run, and then July 31st, I have the American Golf Outing for the Cancer Society.
I also have the American Cancer Society golf outing on the 31st, and also I got yours on the 18th, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Whoa, boys, these are a lot of events and golf outings.
Well, you want me to miss my own golf tournament?
Gabby, they're all great colors.
I mean, this isn't...
Hold on. I got this. Guys, I got this. Don't worry about it. Hold on a second.
He always says
Hey guys. Thanks for coming so fast. How are ya? Remember the guys from Randy Wise, right? Sir. The Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
Watch for the eye.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports. And some, well, not so much. Brought to you in part by Premier Security Solutions, Fairway Packing Company, and Swiss Insurance. Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
Oh, baby! Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network, live, woodwardsports.com. Adam Beydoun, Jeff Iafrate, as always. No Gabby today. She's down at Allen Park. She'll be stealing information from Allen Park, and I can't wait to hear what's going on. Not that I expect anything to change, but damn it, I can't wait to hear from Gabby. JB's in the studio, as always. We're joined by Lucas, Alex. We got the whole team here outside of Gabby. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to acknowledge, okay, what happened yesterday. We're going to talk about it. We're going to have a therapy session, okay? 2 minutes, get it out of the way, acknowledge it, never talk about it again, okay? Lucas, I think you're an idiot, okay? I think you're an idiot, but I don't think your mic should have been muted. Is that fair? Can we agree?
Fair. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but as an alpha male, my mic should never be cut off.
Thank you very much. But we're good?
There's no harsh feelings.
I love you.
It is.
I love you. If it was my call, wouldn't have muted your mic. I wanted to hear more stupid out of you. But anyways, it's going to be a great show. Nikola Jokic, first 30-20-10 in the NBA Finals ever. Wilt Chamberlain, Oscar Robertson combined have 2 in playoff history. Jokic now has 3. So we'll get to the NBA Finals. The Nuggets take Game 3. Get back, home court advantage. We'll talk about that to start the show at 8:15. We got to talk about Jameson Williams. I'm frustrated. I'm all about following rules, communication. I still think there is onus on him. He's still responsible. But the more we learn, the more frustrated I get about the suspension. So we'll get to that at 8:15. 8:30, we got to talk about the Lions secondary. They've been showing out in all of the drills, all of the practices, all on the 7-on-7s. They've been looking really good.
Yep.
I think it's a good sign for the Lions. 8:45, what will make or break the season? 9 o'clock, Jahmyr Gibbs. Looking back, we are just over a month and a half removed from the NFL draft. Do you like the pick? He hasn't played a game, but you've now seen him out in the practice field. You see where they're lining him up. You see everything about him. Are you okay with the pick? I want to know what you guys think. Second hour, we'll get to some fun topics. But we'll start with this. The NBA Finals, Game 3, the Nuggets dominate Miami. Look, Miami, and I was texting a buddy of mine, this last night, which was, Jeff, I don't know, and I respect Spo. I think he's a top 2 coach in the NBA. I think the Heat organization, top 3 in the NBA. I just don't get how they're in the NBA Finals. I know everybody wants to give them respect, but like that formula is just so uncommon. Bam Adebayo suddenly in the playoffs becoming an efficient scorer. That's odd. The Heat going from the worst offense arguably in the NBA to the best three-point shooting offense in the... What? I love Spo. I love what the Heat are doing. Really? Like, they don't have a chance against the Nuggets. And it's obvious. When the Heat score, They got to work for it.
They do.
Or it's got to be all the threes that they're going to take. When the Nuggets score, it's like, oh, it's part of our offense. Yeah. We're going to score 105, 110 minimum.
And it looks so effortless for Denver. I mean, it really does.
And you know why Spoelstra got mad about did you make Nikola Jokic a scorer in Game 2 and that's why you won? You don't make Nikola Jokic anything. When I game plan for LeBron James, there's nothing I can do. I just pray to God he's like at 90% instead of 100 because I will lose. Same with Jordan, same with all the greats.
Well, Jokic, you pray he gets under 7 assists because in games under 7 assists, the Nuggets this year are 3-7. So when he has 10 assists, the record's way better. Surprise, surprise. So you can't stop him, even if you want to make him a scorer.
Involved.
Yeah, you just have to hope other players like Michael Porter Jr. continue to miss shots. Jokic is going to get his. It's really about Murray, and I know Steve Kerr said this on Draymond's podcast about him being the head of the snake. I know at first it's clickbait because you hear it and you're like, what? Jokic is by far the best player. But when Jamal Murray's playing the way he played last night, it takes the Nuggets into a whole nother atmosphere. So Heat are fighting an uphill battle, but it doesn't mean the Heat can at least make this series a little closer. I know they're going to lose the series regardless, but I still said they'll lose in 6, and I do believe that. But what does that mean? I mean, 6 between 5.
I think 5.
They're losing either way.
They're going to get a gentleman's sweep. They'll win in Miami again, and they'll win Game 5 in Denver, and they'll accomplish their goal of not only winning their first NBA championship as a franchise, but Nikola Jokic reaching a landmark accomplishment that now you can start talking about him as one of the greats to have played the game. And the funny part is, he's got 5 more years at this level before you even see a decline.
Well, think about what he's done so far. Multiple MVPs. He should have won another one this year. If he gets a ring and wins Finals MVP, like this Nugget squad ain't going nowhere. So depending on what happens in the future, this is a time, this next 5, 6, 7 years for Jokic to really build his legacy.
They're all locked up into the 24 season.
Right.
And I think, this is going to sound, cliche, but you look at the Nuggets, what's stopping them from becoming a dynasty? It's not Nikola Jokic. It's not Coach Malone. It's not the role players. It's not keeping him. It's Jamal Murray's health.
And Michael Porter Jr. too. Just health in general.
His development for Mike Porter, sure,
Right.
and health. But for me, it's Jamal Murray.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I get this Jamal Murray, again, don't freak out when I say this. There was nothing ever like a Kobe and Shaq. But when's the last time you had a center as dominant as Nikola Jokic and a guard who's playing as good as Jamal Murray? I remember Shaq and Kobe. That's what comes to my mind. So, yeah, do I think the Nuggets can go on to win a potential title or 2 or 3? Why not? I think it just relies on Jamal Murray's knee.
Yeah.
Is he going to stay healthy? And God forbid he tweaks it. Then the Nuggets have a problem because they can't go that far without him.
And the thing is, two of their best players, Jamal and Jokic, their game isn't predicated on athleticism, which is huge too. Like Jokic, he can dominate for another 5, 6, 7 years. I mean, he's not the best defender, but his game was never predicated on being a great defender or being athletic. So for Jokic, it's scary. Not like other centers where a lot of it is dependent on athleticism. Jokic is the opposite. He depends up here in his head, and he's one of the smartest players in the game, period. So this isn't the first time you're going to be seeing the Nuggets in the finals. This is going to be, I don't know, I wouldn't call them a dynasty, but they'll be relevant.
I think potentially they can be.
They could.
Because they have all the ingredients, right? I mean, look at the NBA. Like, we lie to ourselves as fans. It's the funniest thing. You look at every championship winning side. Think about them. Since 1988. Because I want to go post, Boston and LA because they owned the 80s and the 70s, right? So let's go 88. You had the Pistons, who got to 3 consecutive finals and won 2 of them, right? And then it was Jordan's dynasty. And then it was Hakeem Olajuwon winning 2 championships. And then it was Tim Duncan and David Robinson emerging together. Young Tim Duncan, they win the first chip with the Spurs. And then it's Kobe and Shaq that dominate for a few years. And then it's Tim Duncan every other year with Greg Popovich and their co-stars winning and building a dynasty. And then you have your anomalies, the 04 Pistons, the 12 Mavericks. Was it in 2012?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Might have been 2011.
The
but
Heat,
regardless.
it was an aging Shaq, so Dwayne Wade never could get back to that level until LeBron came with Chris Bosh, and then they were a dynasty essentially, getting to 4 straight finals. This always happens. And then the Golden State Warriors, who prior to their first championship hadn't won the NBA Finals in 45 years.
Mm-hmm.
This is the NBA. It's dynasties. Milwaukee right now is probably the only recent champion, disappointing us. But again, injuries. Giannis getting hurt in the first round. Middleton struggling. Like, it can hold you back. I think Jamal Murray is the only way, or excuse me, a Jamal Murray injury away from not competing for a dynasty.
And not everybody can be the Warriors, not only be that good, but really last until they faced the Raptors, and everything kind of came crumbling. Clay was injured, KD got injured, but up until that point, they were really majority healthy. There wasn't too many injuries that derailed any of those seasons. So for the Nuggets, not as much talent. So if Jamal gets hurt, everything's done. You saw that last year. Although Jokic played his ass off against the Warriors, it wasn't enough to take them down. So we'll see. I think they have the potential to be a dynasty. They have guys locked up in a contract. They have the perfect role players. They have 2 players in their primes. But at the end of the day, it is. Injuries are always the end result for a lot of these dynasties. That's usually what happens. Or one player's traded. Both the players don't work out. They can't play together, i.e. Kobe and Shaq. But I don't see Jamal and Jokic going anywhere. They're not
going to have any ego problems.
No, they're not going to go anywhere anytime soon.
They both make a ton of money. And you know what? I want to give respect and love to Coach Malone. After Game 2, called this sorry-ass team out. Guys, we can't play with that effort in the NBA Finals. It's unacceptable. And you know what? They responded.
Yeah.
Like you'd expect them to, but they did.
That's like a little trait from a lot of the old-time great coaches.
Oh, yeah.
You just come out and start
Either they blame
bitching.
the refs, right?
Yeah.
Or you blame the effort, and then it's like an us against the world mentality.
Yeah.
And you get everybody remotivated. I love it, man.
Because people, when they first heard him say that, they're like, "Wow, that's concerning. He's questioning effort in the finals." No,
he's
that's
not.
all.
No,
That's
it's
all.
a coach that knows his players.
Yeah,
man.
he knows his players. He knows if he calls them out in the press conference, they'll respond, and they did that. I mean, it exactly did that.
I love it. I love it. Let's take a break. When we get back, Jameson Williams, his suspension. I think we all remember when we talked about this when it first came out. It was very frustrating, very disappointing. Who dropped the ball? Jameson Williams, the Lions, the NFL. And more information's coming out now. And I'm really frustrated. I'll tell you guys why coming up next. But before we go, Jeff, our good friends over at Dispo.
Let me tell you about them, guys. Listen, and after watching what I watched last night, you need something to chill out, and I got the place for you. It's our friends over at Dispo. You can elevate your senses and embrace the harmony of nature at Dispo Dispensary. Whether you're a seasoned connoisseur like our good friend D-Mac, or you're new to the plant life journey like many of us are, Dispo has 10 locations with experienced bud tenders ready to serve your needs. Visit disposhops.com today. That's DISPO, shops.com, your local plug.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live, woodwardsports.com. Adham, Beydoun, Jeff, Iafrate. If you're missing the show live, you can always go back after the fact, watch or listen to the podcast. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever the hell you get your podcasts. Make sure, because of Jeff's gold chain and his gold watch and his tattoo, you leave a 5-star review. I think that was nice of me. No?
Yeah, that was nice. Okay. You're hyping me up a little bit.
Yeah, hell yeah, I am.
Give my own intro.
You look good. You know, you got the, how do I say this? You know, it's a very Italian look, but you pull it off really well.
Thank you.
You know, the standard white tee, gold chain, fake gold watch, You know?
That's it's about how it looks. All right.
Yeah, I'm just glad your other hand doesn't have like a piston, wristband on it.
No.
What does that say, anyways?
It's an
Is
act
it
of
religious?
faith. Yes.
All right, we're not allowed to talk about religion on this show. People get offended
Jesus.
around here. So,
a lot of y'all need Jesus.
all right. All right, Jameson Williams. More information came out. Jeff Risden, to his knowledge, Jameson Williams was suspended because he bet on a college football game. Wait for it. Inside of a team hotel, which is considered a team facility. Now, again, I'll reiterate. I still think Jameson Williams has a huge amount of accountability to take for this. I think it's very stupid of him. Having said that, you guys know I've been harping on the Lions and the NFL in terms of communication. And this is just an even worse example. In the team hotel, so it's not even actually at the facility, but it's considered a team facility because they obviously spend the night there and getting ready for the game and all that stuff, whatever. That's why he got suspended 6 games, because of a college football bet placed in a hotel. I'm all for holding people accountable. I'm all for, hey, we sent the memo. You should know the rules. I understand that. I understand that a majority of the teams in the NFL haven't had this problem. So I still think Jameson Williams has a lot of accountability to hold. But what the living fuck is that? He places the bet inside of Allen Park. I shut my mouth. A team hotel? On the road? Staying what?
And it wasn't even on the NFL or anything.
It was for...
This is what frustrates me. And Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, they talked about this yesterday, and I couldn't agree with them anymore. And they talked to Ari, My Sports Update on Twitter, and they asked him, like, why is it that no matter what you bet on, as long as you're, like, for example, J-Mo was in a team hotel. He bet on college basketball, and he still got banned.
Was it college basketball or football?
I believe it was March Madness. It could have been college football.
Okay.
Regardless,
I apologize.
Regardless, it wasn't the NFL. That's the bottom line. Why can't players bet in general if it's not the NFL? That's what I don't understand.
I explained. God, when did I do that?
I get not betting on the NFL, but if you're betting on college basketball,
just in general,
yes,
college basketball, softball,
who cares?
The NBA, you'd say that. Who cares, right? But you're trying to protect your assets. Jameson Williams is an asset to the NFL. If he becomes a top 10 wide receiver, that's good for ratings. That's good for the NFL. You don't want, and look, gambling is a hard thing to talk about, right? I mean, God knows how many people's lives are ruined by it on a daily basis. And we don't know how a 21, 22-year-old is going to react to gambling. Whether they're going to become addicted, whether they're going to actually do well, or they're going to have a lot of losses and they're going to try to get their money back. Like, that's, I think, what the NFL is trying to avoid is, hey, look, during the season, like, it's just, no. During practice, at the facility, team hotel, team activities, can we not open the phones? Go home and do it. But when you're at our facilities, when you're with the team, our teams, no. And I get that. But I still think the NFL and the NFLPA and really every NFL team, they need to sit down and have a conversation. And again, I get it. There are 30 other teams, other rookies, second-year guys that aren't having this issue. Fine. But 6 games for a college basketball bet at a hotel? Look, I'm all for accountability, but that rubbed me the wrong way yesterday.
Yeah, this isn't like he's in the lunchroom at Allen Park with his teammates in the actual facility. A team hotel, I get it's technically still a team facility, but he's not even betting on the NFL. Like, I'm not going to hear and try and bend the rules for J-Mo. It's not even trying to be biased or anything. It just doesn't make sense to me. That's what I'm not understanding. I get guys like Isaiah Rodgers. You place bets on, especially your own team, but the NFL in general, Calvin Ridley, I understand that. But if I'm betting on, the Indiana Hoosiers in a random hotel and I get suspended for 6 games because of it, that's ridiculous. Like, that has nothing to do with the NFL. And I get why betting is a no-no. It is J-Mo's choice. He chose to do it. And a lot of other players just simply don't bet. So there is that as well. But even if J-Mo wants to place a bet, now he understands, because 6 games for that is ridiculous. So at least this will show everybody else moving forward, don't mess around with the NFL.
You know who the NFL...
Because you're getting a 6-game ban at least.
You know who the Jameson Williams suspension is good for? The NFL. I know it sucks for the Lions. Wait, but it's good for the NFL.
It sends a message. It absolutely
sends
does.
a clear message. We're not talking about this. This is... You do this, we're coming after you. Dare you bet on a game? Oh, we're going to investigate an NFL game, I mean. It's going to get even worse for you,
sense.
right? Again, I'm all about protecting the integrity of the game, the integrity of the results. You don't ever want to have to call a game into disrepute because, it comes out a year later that there was an NFL player like Isaiah Rodgers,
right,
who bet on a game and it's, oh, well, I remember betting on that game and didn't the Colts lose? That's why I lost my... you don't want that. It's bad for the books. It's bad for the product. It's bad for the NFL. It's bad for everybody. So I'm with how harsh the punishment is. But did you do enough? Some would argue they did, because other teams in the NFL aren't having this problem, and the only first-round pick from last year that's having this problem is the guy drafted by the Detroit Lions. So that's the opposing argument, I would say.
Mm-hmm. But again, if this is all it takes to get suspended, he can't be the only one. There'll be more. Maybe not now that J-Mo got caught, but you can't tell me there hasn't been players that have placed a bet at a team hotel or near a facility. It must just not be. You can't be on their Wi-Fi betting, period. That has to be the rule, no matter what it's on. It doesn't matter what it's baseball, college basketball, college football. Doesn't matter. Which that's where it's confusing to me. The NFL makes 100%. I understand you can't threaten the integrity of the game. I 100% understand that. But college basketball, what? How does that affect the NFL? But maybe this is just, hey, you can't bet, period, when you're on duty, when you're working, which, fair. I just don't think it's fair if it's not on NFL games, because that doesn't, if it's on college basketball, it doesn't affect the integrity of the NFL. So this tells me it's simply just you can't bet while you're working.
They're trying to eliminate the habit.
Has to be, because it has nothing to do with integrity if you're banning J-Mo for betting on college basketball.
But you're protecting it in the long run, because, again, you have all these 22, 28, 25-year-olds that have a lot of money, and you're just like, yeah, go ahead, bet on college football while you're in the gym at Allen Park. Yeah, go for it. Or bet on the NBA. I'm sorry, gambling can and sometimes often is an addiction. Do you want your players addicted? And again, when you have an addiction, your emotion is typically tied and involved in that addiction. And what happens when your emotion gets involved in decision making? You may slip up and make a bet on the NFL. Or you may pay somebody to do it. And then you get investigated like Isaiah Rodgers. Or you get suspended like Calvin Ridley. Or you tweak your ankle, you're out for 2 weeks, you stay home while the team is in Jacksonville, let's say, playing a game. You're like, oh, I'll place a bet. Not doing anything. That's what happens. So that's what they're trying to prevent in the future, as stupid as it may seem in the short term. But I'm frustrated by the suspension, given how. I mean, just
because it's
team
like
hotel.
It's like twofold. Like, you're trying to slow down gambling, period, with all players, but the NFL's in bed with like every sports book. And gambling now, sports betting is a millions of dollars of a business. And now they're telling J-Mo you can't bet on college basketball. Then, okay, the NFL, why do you have so many? Sports betting is everything now. Everyone's doing it. So, I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Interesting comment.
If it's on the NFL, I understand, but anything else, it's ridiculous to me.
If gambling is that bad, then cut your ties to gambling.
Well, they're not
pertaining to the NFL. Talking out of both sides of their mouths. I don't think they are. I'm going to disagree, Chuck. The NFL is a private business. They're allowed to accept money. It's so funny that we're going to be talking about money and where it comes from, because we'll do that in the second hour. You have the whole Live PGA stuff. How'd you feel about a Saudi-owned NFL team? We'll get to that in the second hour. And I don't mind at all. I don't mind. I can't wait to talk about it. and rub it in everybody's face. But anyways, chairs will be made out of gold. Anyways, I don't want to get off topic here. Have oil coming out at the 50-yard line. Yeah. They had the dolphin. They have the dolphin in Miami. If Miami was owned by a Saudi billionaire or whatever, I'd have oil coming out of the dolphin's mouth. Anyways, why would you ask the NFL to cut ties, huh?
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
If you're a player, you don't want that. You make your money based on how much and how successful the NFL is. Every CBA, profits go up and up and up. And you know what that means for the players? More salary cap. That means more money, more revenue. Everything is more. Players get paid more. God, look at wide receivers now. They get paid what franchise quarterbacks used to get paid 10, 12 years ago.
Right.
That's how much of a step forward the NFL has taken in revenue and popularity, obviously. They're not going to cut ties with the sports book.
No,
it's on my employees to be responsible enough to follow rules. As stupid as I think the rule is, or as dumb as the suspension is, no matter what I think of it, it's a rule, and they broke it.
Yeah, sponsorship from sports books. The NFL made $2 billion last year from
Good
everything.
for them.
So that's the 22 to 23 season. So $2 billion. Like, this is what it is.
Yeah, but it's minuscule.
I understand that, but
it's
again,
minuscule,
with the income they're getting from sports betting, how important it is in 2023, that's what frustrates me, is if you're not betting on the NFL, I don't see a problem. I get the team facility. If the team hotel qualifies, so be it. It's only 6 games. But at the end of the day, if Jamo's not questioning the integrity of the NFL, I don't see why a suspension for 6 games is necessary. I don't. I would 100% understand if you bet on a Lions game or bet in the NFL. Period.
We're in agreement.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's stupid.
Just,
but it's the rule, and the rules are the rules, whether I like them or not. Okay. If my employer tells me I have to show up at 7:50 every day, even though I don't start working till 8:30, well, you know what? I signed a contract. I got to follow the rule, even if I think it's stupid. I agree to it. Let's take a break. When we get back, the Lions secondary showing massive improvement. Jeff, do they have potential for not only a top 15 defense, but possibly a top 10 defense? We'll get to that next. But before we do, I got to tell you about my good friends over at Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10-8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. No appointment necessary. They're awesome stylists. Will take care of you as they always take care of me. So what are you waiting for? Get to a Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
How about that rookie? He is something else. How big is that?
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Oh man, the more I learn about what's going on in our world, the more fucked we are. Let me think about it. Put yourself in the shoes of, let's say, an NBA GM, an NBA front office. Hell, you're an owner of a team, and you had a top 5 pick, top 6 pick in the 2019 NBA draft. And you know what you got for it? You got Zion Williamson, who not only is not available, but's busting loads into some fat hippos on the internet, right? Taking down cam girls at this point.
He's got baby mama drama.
You got Ja Morant flashing fake guns on the internet, apparently, allegedly.
And allegedly and apparently, the Adam Silver will be coming out with more information about Ja Morant after the finals. They just found out. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, but we'll see.
Oh, you could have gotten RJ Barrett, average player.
RJ Barrett.
What about Culver? Garbage. Cam Reddish? Garbage. Imagine having a top 6 pick that year. Just walking away disgusted. The internet's ruining people. It's absolutely ruining us. Lonzo Ball, who was actually, in my opinion, a good point guard. I like him. He's not great, but I like what he does on the court. Career's probably going to end because his dad made him wear those stupid shoes to start his career.
No. The Bulls suggested he get non-invasive knee surgery. I listen.
Once you mess up your ligaments,
I'm not a
they're
surgeon.
never the same.
But how do you fix an ACL without invasive? Like, you're not going into your knee.
I mean, technology. You never know.
Wazam, and it's fixed. It don't make any sense. But it's sad, man. Lonzo Ball.
Oh God, I love it.
Career potentially over.
Oh God, I love it. All right, the Lions secondary. Let's talk about it. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Cam Sutton. Just to name a few additions to the secondary, you drafted Jack Campbell. This defense has changed. You expect Herbie Joseph to take the next step this year. Tracy Walker will be coming back from an Achilles injury. Okay, so I'm going to look at this team and say, Jeff, they're showing improvements. They look really good out on the field early on. Yeah, they're in pajamas. Oh well. I like them in pajamas. That's all I get to talk about right now anyways. So you have a choice.
That's all we got.
That's all I got.
Well, in pajamas, defense looks good. And
so you tell me, does the pajama translate to a top 15 defense this year?
Listen,
and would you be as bold to say top 10?
I won't say top 10. I think top 15. I'll say top half. Top 15's fair. When you look at the Lions, and at least if you've been, looking at the coverage of what's going on in minicamp, kudos to Gabby, kudos to Matt and Noah for all being down there and covering it all. What you see with this defense and what you're seeing reported more and more often is how competitive they are. And last year, Aaron Glenn, if you watch Hard Knocks, you know how loud Aaron Glenn was. You know how competitive Aaron Glenn was. But the defense really didn't follow after Aaron Glenn too much. It was more of quiet guys. Anzalone, Aiden, Malcolm Rodriguez, guys that weren't big trash talkers. And Tracy was hurt at the time. And then you have Kirby Joseph, who's just kind of coming into his own. Now, you got a year under a lot of these guys' belts. You have Kirby now in his second year. He looks a lot more comfortable. You see him at minicamp talking trash. With Tracy Walker, their relationships, they've gotten a lot closer. You got Cam Sutton, who's basically locking people down, and Jared Goff's talking to him about what he sees or what Cam Sutton sees for Jared, taking notes. And then you got Emmanuel Mosley, who's still kind of recovering, but still, regardless. The secondary as a whole, I'm excited. And C.J. Gardner-Johnson, another guy, high-energy guy. Dan Campbell loves him. He's always talking trash as well, and the rest of the defense takes after him. So I think this defense, I'm excited, honestly. I know the offense, everyone talks about Ben Johnson and Jared Goff and Mark Brunell, what they'll do. But regardless, that defense, it's going to be way, way better. And Aaron Glenn, heavy man coverage. He loves playing man. And you got now the right guys that can do it. Cam Sutton, Emmanuel Mosley when he gets 100% healthy. And even down the line, Jerry Jacobs, good in man coverage. The secondary as a whole, Tracy, Kirby, and CJ. Anzalone, Jack Campbell. They got more guys now. And that defensive line, I'm excited because they didn't make too many additions to it. Just, Broderick Martin, who I'm excited. He's still learning. But Josh Pascal, Lalim McNeil, Aiden, James Houston, like these guys now coming into their second, third years, that's going to be exciting to watch. Because you look at last year, since week 7 of last year, week 7 to the end of the season, the Lions gave up 18 points per game. You know who was right around them? The Jets and the 49ers. I believe the Jets gave up like 17, 18, and the 49ers are right around that same number. So the defense second half of the season, much, much better. That defensive line was much better. I believe it was the most sacks the Lions have ever had in franchise history for rookies. Think about that. Now they're going into their second year. The game's going to slow down a little bit. I'm excited for this defense. If this defense could be top 15 and that offense is still humming, maybe it's not top 3, top 4, but maybe they're top 7, that's an equation right there to not only win your division but have success in postseason.
Yeah, I'm going to go and say top 15. Like that's a comfortable number for me to say. I think there's still concerns on the defense. You didn't address the interior. I'm a big fan of getting a pass rush from the interior. I think it's, in my opinion, more difficult for a quarterback to deal with than outside pressure. It just is. They can slide up in the pocket, left and right, but when you have a monster coming at you, a pass rush straight in your face, makes it very difficult for any quarterback to have to throw off platform, off the back foot, and that's where you typically see mistakes, turnovers, interceptions, yada, yada, yada. Anyways, that's a concern. But they massively upgraded that secondary. Cameron Sutton, arguably one of the best corners available. And they got arguably the best one available in C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah, it could be the best free agent, period.
Easily.
This offseason, yeah.
So that's a massive win for the Lions. And you're also going to factor in James Houston, I'm sure. You're going to factor Aiden Hutchinson likely being an 11, 12 sack guy this year.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially be not only a Pro Bowl type player, but maybe he bursts out. Maybe he is an all-pro talent. I think we all think he's an all-pro talent. Probably not his second year, but you're going to wait and see on that. Jack Campbell, you drafted him in the first round. That's a starting linebacker. That's a solution to let's be honest, a linebacking core that was average. Anzalone was okay. Rodrigo was okay. They're not making my defense significantly better. Jack Campbell gives you that, or at least you'd hope. Kirby Joseph, we talked about his ball hawking ability, his playmaking ability, his sense for the big play, his sense for forcing a turnover. That's what Kirby Joseph brings. And then you pair him alongside now Tracy Walker. I mean, this is a really good secondary, which I believe will mask whatever concerns we do have with Broderick Martin or Aleem McNeil,
right,
or that interior of the defensive line. I think they'll make them look a little better than what they are. And if Aiden is clicking and Pascal comes back and has a good season, your edge is going to look really good. Your secondary is going to be complete. If Jack Campbell and Anzalone and Rodrigo are solid, if Campbell is hopefully a very good linebacker, yeah, that's top 15 defense. I'm comfortable saying that. Absolutely.
And you talk about the secondary last year. When that defensive line wasn't getting home and creating pressure and stopping the run, or at least slowing it down, that's what helped the secondary last year. Now, this year, the defensive line doesn't have as much on their shoulders. You have a really good secondary that can stay home and stay on their man for at least, a couple more seconds than they did last year. So it's going to help the defensive line. And again, you talk about where the defense was last year. In totality, they were damn near last, but second half of the season, much better. They can carry that momentum. I think Aiden this year, and you see him, people writing about him in minicamp, I know they're in pajamas, but he looks good too. So I'm excited. A lot of guys. James Houston too. They're moving him around at linebacker a lot. Like there's a lot of guys that are not only up and coming, but they're versatile players. So I'm excited. A lot of guys to look forward to.
You have options this year.
And it's only going to make the offense better too. I mean, you're facing that
course.
defense in training camp. Last year they were torching a terrible defense, quite frankly.
God, last year I remember joint practices and even the lead up to joint practices. Lions' offense was the talk of town.
Right.
It's like, man, Ben Johnson, here we go, right? And then they torched the Colts, and it was like, oh shit, this is real. Even though it's a joint practice and you can only take so much away, but they looked damn good. And the tape came out. Obviously, you had Hard Knocks, so you got to saw more of it, but oh my goodness.
And the Colts were tearing them apart.
So we'll see what joint practice looks like. I want to see C.J. Gardner-Johnson take his helmet and fucking swig it at somebody. I'm joking. But that's what you want to see from your defense this year. We're wrapping up. They're going to have a month off, something like that, until training camp. That's great, whatever. And when they get back, it's going to be about physicality, conditioning. And, man, those joint practices are going to be fun. They're going to be fun.
And you know what, too? I know the whole quote because they asked Anzalone about Gibbs, and he's like, well, it's hard to tell if he's Kamara with pajamas on. I can't tell you right now. But what you can see when they're wearing pajamas is just the competitiveness and the fire they play with and how bad they want to win. You look at that more often than the execution itself. Because, again, once these guys get pads on later at training camp, that'll all matter much more. Right now, it's just the fundamentals. And you're seeing the defense, as much trash as they're talking, it's got me excited to see where they end up this year, really. Because Aaron Glenn, he was under a lot of heat last year, especially at the beginning of the season. And there's no doubt in my mind, Aaron Glenn, get these guys ready. They're going to be a top half unit.
Aaron Glenn, I'm going to be under a microscope this year. And if they come out and they're flat and their defense isn't put together, and then Dan Campbell fires Aaron Glenn, and then he brings in somebody else to be their defensive coordinator, and they suddenly turn it around. I mean, that just like...
That would mean there's 3 seasons with a firing, at least somewhere in the staff. Anthony Lynn, Aubrey Pleasant, and now if
Aaron
it's
Glenn's got a lot to prove this year.
Yeah.
And again, I think he's liked. Actually, I think he's a decent coach. And you could argue that, yeah, his secondary was god-awful last year. But was that Aubrey Pleasant's fault? Because it got a lot better after. So, we'll see. Top 15, I think is fair. Not only top 15, I think like 14, 15 is the number.
Yeah.
I don't think they can get higher than that.
No.
I think 14, 15 is the best case scenario, I think their floor has to be 18, 19. I think that's fair. What do you think?
No, I'm with you. I don't know if they can make that much of a jump to go top 10. I mean, you look at the top 10 units. Typically, it's units that have been together for quite some time, or they have chemistry. Like the Lions, they just paired a lot of these guys together this year. CJ, Cam Sutton, Emmanuel Mosley, so on and so forth. The rookies, Jack Campbell. So just give it a little bit of time. Maybe they get even better at the end of the season. But I think top 15 this year, and as the years go on, they'll get better. Because, again, a lot of these players are young. They're not going nowhere. That defensive line, they're here. So maybe not this year, but in the future I can see it. Them being a top 10 defense.
I'll give you this. I tell you they're a top 15 defense. Give me their record. I guarantee it for you.
What I think, 11-6, 12-5.
Really? Okay. That's what I was kind of hoping you'd say, 12-5. And I would agree.
Mm-hmm.
You give me a top 15 defense, you're probably winning 12 games. 11, if it's just how the NFL works, that's fine. But I think you achieve your goals by having one of the 18 best defenses in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
You get me to even 18, I'd be confident in saying 11 wins. Because I know what I'm getting up from the offense.
Right. And the offense didn't even have any lucky breaks last year. They didn't have too many. I mean, Kirby had his turnovers, but it's not like this defense was creating turnovers and making it easy for our offense. The offense last year had to get it and earn it. This year, hopefully, that defense makes it even easier for them. So I'm with you. I think
the
11-6,
offense will be running
12-5.
more, I think, this year, right? So your defense is going to be more rested. David Montgomery's going to take a bulk of the carries. Again, Jahmyr Gibbs, what his carry production looks like, I really don't know. I wish I could honestly tell you guys. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It could be 5, 6, 7, maybe only 8 carries a game, and I think the Lions would be happy with that.
Yeah,
because they're going to line him up a lot in the slot. They're going to line him up everywhere, and they're going to get creative. It's going to be fun. But again, you give me a top 18 defense, I call 11-6. They win the division, 100%.
I'm with you, and I can't wait to see. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jameson Williams, the amount of speed you have on offense it's not even fair. I can't wait. Can't wait.
All right, let's take a break. When we get back, I want to take a pause on individuals, the defense, the offense. I want to know what you guys think will make or break this season. Okay? It's almost vacation time for the players. We're going to have about a month dead period, month and a half. I want to know, before we ever get to camp, and we can revisit this a month and a half from now, 2 months, I want to know what will make or break. Don't tell me injuries. I want scenarios. I want production that is fulfilled, or they're an individual or a coach that's under-delivering or underperforming or underproducing. I want to know what will make and guarantee, or what will break this year. We kind of already gave one of the guarantees, or what will make it a top defense.
Yeah.
You give me a top 18 defense, I'm willing to book an 11-win season. But we'll do that next. But before we go, Jeff, our good friends over at the Sports Marketing Agency.
The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. If you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com for more information.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show, live, woodwardsports.com. JB, I got to ask you a question before we get started. Did you get my text last night about what was on my feed?
Which one?
In our group chat?
I can't remember. What was it?
I sent you a text. I said, JB, you're not going to believe what showed up on my feed. I put it in all caps.
Yeah, and it's...
And then I sent a picture, and I want you to read it. I don't want to read this.
So you can't read it.
I'm not allowed to read it. But I sent you a text, all caps.
Oh, okay, I see it.
JB, look what's in my feed. My phone
That
is
is weird.
listening. So yesterday, JB and I had a conversation about Mexicans and black people. Okay? Give us a minute. Randomly. Okay? We're just bullshitting. Several hours later, JB, explain what's in my feed.
So basically, it's someone posting a picture. I don't know who this person is, but they're asking why can Mexicans say the N-word, basically.
Are they listening?
That's the same question I asked JB. I wanted to know why that was acceptable. No, seriously.
Yeah.
That is wild. Our phones are definitely listening to us.
We're fucked. My phone's going to take me out one day. I'm going to pick up the phone.
We are so in trouble. I don't know if you've seen this too earlier, but AI has gotten a little bit out of control. This morning I seen a picture of what Martin Luther King Jr. would look like today in today's time. Basically fully tattooed and everything.
Oh God!
Why is he tattooed?
I don't know, but I'll send you all the picture. But
you send that to Alex and let him throw it up. Yeah. Oh my God! You know, speaking of AI, by the way, I have a buddy who's one of the early developers, like part of the early team at OpenAI, and boys,
they're cooking up something.
Like doctors, engineers, lawyers, even.
It's all gonna be
gone.
Oh my God!
5, 7, 8 years maybe. Just give them time. It'll be gone. I don't know.
Death camp workers.
I have no idea.
Take over.
You're about to have AI
No
talking
idea.
sports.
We're all
soon.
gonna put on headsets.
It's
live our world
terrifying.
on the Apple headsets.
You know what I imagine AI like talking sports? Wouldn't that basically be Sam Flannel? Like what if an AI was talking sports? I feel like that'd be Sam Flannel. Essentially, just spitting out stats.
Yeah, I had this conversation with Flannel yesterday. I tried to bring him back down to being a human. Maybe he isn't. Maybe he is an AI bot. I don't know.
I was explaining why Ben Wallace is a Hall of Famer and spitting out statistics, but
is it me or do we don't talk about history anymore? I'm not talking about me. Obviously, I do. I'm general question, like publicly.
Stuff that matters.
Like just
no.
like
we
I
learn
grew
about
up.
history.
Martin Luther King was the shit. We used to talk about Martin Luther King like 3, 4, 5 times a year. Like seriously, talk about him. I don't even know. Does anybody talk about him anymore?
Well, in school, I'm sure.
Maybe.
School.
You don't know
think
that.
we just walk around.
You don't know that. Not from what I'm seeing on Twitter.
Well, they should. At least.
It's not what I'm seeing.
Well, that's
in school
unfortunate.
for 1 month. That's about it.
Wait, what?
Oh no.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It was all a dream.
Oh no. That is.
It looks like. Is that Eddie Murphy?
That's what I was saying. It kind of looks like Eddie Murphy.
It's not. That looks nothing like Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, it does. The stash.
No, okay, the stash maybe, but
Stash
everything
and
else,
eyes.
no.
It was all a dream.
I see it. Maybe not closer now, but from afar.
That is. Can we get a picture of Hitler? What he'd look like today? Anybody want to get on that?
No, I'd rather not.
Why?
You know what?
He probably looked like, some Playboy model. Hitler would transition. In today's society, Hitler would be a girl.
You think so?
100%.
I think today's
Hitler would be
society
the
would
voice
make him
of
crank up a bit.
100%.
He would have launched a nuke already for sure. If he had those. 100%. Him and Putin, they'd be going at it.
Broder in the chat says it looks like Channing Crowder. It kind of
Channing Crowder, man.
It's got like an Eddie Murphy and Channing Crowder mix, I would say.
Man, I don't know that's super disappointing to me. Like,
yeah, I don't know why
he's dead. He did so much for this country. Like really.
And why does he have tattoos? Like that's like why are we just assuming he's gonna get tattoos?
And why is he posted up against a bus with his foot up like he's taking senior pictures? Why?
You know, AI, that has to be a picture.
Can you throw that back up again?
Already, and they just put MLK's face.
He's not swagged out.
There's no way that's.
He looks like he just got out of prison, and he's posing for a job interview at Nike. Oh my God, why do they got to do this guy like that?
I love the BIG. It was all the dream.
The GQ.
Used to read Word Up magazines.
Dude, this is awful. What is this country coming to?
Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
If you had moved to another country, Adam, which country would you move to?
If I moved to...
U.S. is collapsing. Stock market just crashed.
Oh, Adam would be he would have
I
a
would
place
stay
to
here.
go.
No, I would stay here.
I'm saying
No, I'm not.
no. There's no choice. Like it's turning inhabitable. Like everybody's.
Oh, okay.
Like which country are you fleeing to? Think about this a lot. I don't know.
Oh, I'm going to... Where am I going?
That's the problem.
I'm going to Papua New Guinea, and I'm going to
want-
go learn how to shoot a bow and arrow and live with those
There you
tribes
go.
people
Yeah,
that still think they're in 1500. That's where I'm going.
North
I'm probably going to
Sentinel
get
tribe?
eaten, but oh well. Fuck it. Like, where am I going to go? Japan? No.
Well, I won't leave.
Fucking
how about
anime
this?
city? No, I'll pass on that. China? I'll be a slave.
I won't.
Russia? I can't live in Russia. I was there for a week. It sucked.
Ooh, yeah.
Cold. They don't
Maybe
even
some
offer you
Latinas.
water. They just give you fucking vodka. And I'm not joking about that. That's real. They don't serve you water when you go out to eat. Like, if you ask for water, everybody looks at you like, the fuck? Europe can't defend themselves. Why the hell would I go live there?
I'll just go to. Well, it's not leaving the country, but I'll go to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, get you some Latina, Jeff.
We'll just get out of here, and I'm on an island that you can't be messed with.
Brazil might be nice.
Or like
Brazil might be
Chile.
nice.
Run down to Chile.
No.
Brazil is just like, I feel like that government's so fucked.
I mean, everything in South
yeah,
America.
but it's just like, if you go down the bad route in Brazil, like you're.
Yeah, but why
it's
the hell
probably
would
one
you
of the
flee
worst
there?
routes to go. There's just like, it's risky. I might go.
Yeah,
with Chile,
I think I'm going to
Argentina.
Papua New Guinea, and I'm going to go sit with all those people. I'm going to have like a nose ring of bones going through my nose and ears. I'm going to be so tan, you might think I'm black.
No, I don't.
And then I'll
think-
get canceled
I
for
don't-
being.
Switzerland would be nice.
Hey, yo!
Yeah, Switzerland. Again, I don't trust Europeans.
It's fair.
Hitler took over the whole fucking all of Europe pretty quickly. I don't trust him.
Marked Royal says Netherlands is the happiest country in the world.
Yeah,
That's
is that
another
true?
one kind of like,
I'm not
yeah,
sure
no,
if
it
that's
is.
true, but
they have like no gun violence like whatsoever.
I mean, if you could tell me the oil supply that the Middle East had, I would pick a Middle Eastern country like Dubai or Qatar.
I don't even know.
Right,
Qatar.
it's
Is
going to
that
be
the key one?
financially set, stable. I speak the language. I'm
Don't you already have an ID and everything?
That's to Lebanon. I have a
okay.
Lebanese ID.
So you're already, like,
but
ready.
I'm allowed to go everywhere. I have an American passport. So like Dubai was really nice. I mean, I lived in a hotel, so that was weird. But Dubai was nice.
Is it really? I watched this video. I don't know. It was about a week ago. I saw it, but you could leave your keys. On your car,
Yeah,
and
it's
no
that
one's
safe. It is that safe.
I've seen that video too.
Yeah,
leave your
you
key
can-
right on the car.
Yeah, nobody. I mean, everybody.
$500,000 car. No one's taking it.
Everybody is just filthy rich.
Yeah.
Especially depending on where you live. I got to live in a hotel, really in the heart of the city, so like there was action all around. If you think you're rich, there's always somebody
richer.
It's ridiculous, but yeah, it's fun. Good times. Dubai and Qatar. I think those would be the easy destinations. Well, it's stable, right? They love hiring Americans. Easy money. They do speak English. Those are more of the modern Middle Eastern countries. They have oil for days, for years, centuries, God knows. So, by the time I'm dead, they're not going to have that problem.
No?
No, my kids, oh well, tough shit, they got to figure it out.
Good luck out there.
Oh, God. How do we even get here?
Funky says, isn't Dubai where that blind guy got beat to death because he got on a woman-only
I
train?
believe that was, is that Dubai? No, that wasn't Dubai. I thought that was in America.
What?
Some blind guy was on an all-women's train. By the way, I don't think they'll have an all-women train in Dubai, either way. Just giving you guys a cultural breakdown.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Is it still like...
No, it's better. It's much better. It's not as misogynistic as it used to be.
For the word.
Yeah. It's much better. They're developing.
Okay.
They're developing. They're getting better. Saudi Arabia is positioning itself to be the spot in the next 10 years. Yeah. Yeah, again, the money they have is just unbelievable. We're literally going to talk about them potentially owning an NFL team soon. Like, these guys just have interests all over the world, and they can.
And as these franchises, the total price continues to rise, the buyers shrink. So you're looking at guys that have billions and billions and billions of dollars.
Yep.
You look at Saudi Arabia. That's oil money. So it is what it is. As much as we might not like it, and we'll talk about it later in the show, this is what we're getting to.
Yeah, I think my spot's going to end up being Qatar. It's just wealthy, stable, good society, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, easily could fit in. I don't know if you could fit in, Lucas.
Yeah,
I'd probably make you
still,
my
like,
butler over there.
If I'm moving out of the States, I got to go find because I'm going to imagine that I'm not going to fit in well anywhere. So I might as well have a good time. So I'm definitely going South America because it's not going to be that expensive to live there. And I'd rather be around a bunch of Latinas it'd be my dream. If I'm not going to be in America, I just want to be surrounded by Latinas the rest of my life. So I'll go there, live cheap.
Yeah, but what happens when you get sick of them?
Oh, no.
And they try to cut your dick off in the middle of the night because they think you're cheating on them.
You're not going to sell me off of Latinas. I'm too ingrained.
All right.
It's the way.
Gotta help you.
Yeah,
JB, where are you moving,
he's
buddy?
locked in.
I don't know. I think I might be set with where you're headed.
Hell yeah, baby.
Like, everything's financially stable. I mean, hell.
That's what I'm talking about.
Leave the keys to my car on the front hood. No one touch it. I'm good. All right.
Hey man,
keys on the front.
Qatar is where it's at. I'm telling you guys.
Yeah.
You wanna like cheat life? You have a bachelor's degree, can't find a job in the U.S. Go apply in Qatar. Go apply in Qatar. They'll offer you like triple what you'd make doing the same job here. It's great. It's great. Smart society too.
I might just pull a fish and go to New Zealand or Australia.
Yeah, I could never live there. I can't live in countries like that.
Just square up with a kangaroo in my
I would
front
offend
yard.
everybody just for taking a step. Every step I take is an offense to their culture.
Yeah, I think you would. I don't think you'd survive there.
You're not going to Italy, Jeff?
Fake.
Why would Jeff?
Fake.
No, Jeff has a very dark and secret tie to Italy that he will never acknowledge on the show. Jeff is Mussolini's great nephew.
He conquered.
Yeah, there's an underground tunnel.
Jeff has a purpose in life that when he's 30 years old, he's going to move back to Italy, start a civil war, and claim back what his great.
Oh my god! Yeah, I'm actually here illegally.
Carry on the tradition. Carry on the legacy,
yeah,
Jeff.
I'm actually here illegally. I'm not even supposed to be here.
Oh god.
Yeah, I don't know. Italy, it's not. It's rough. Like it's beautiful to visit, but to actually live there, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know about Italy.
All I know is Italy and France, I believe, have
The mob will
two
kill
of the
me if I go
highest like happiness rates in terms of sex life in the world.
I bet Italy's nuts.
Oh yeah, France is worse.
Like in a
good way.
I
Like in a good
I don't
way.
know. What's the hype around
They're
France?
whores, all of them.
But
Lucas.
I'm not.
I live there.
Denying
I
it.
live there. I'm Lucas.
But I'm just saying, like
Lucas, you
I'm
can't
not
walk
saying
into
you're
a
wrong.
Starbucks without somebody trying to fuck you. Okay?
But are they
Trust
hot?
me.
Like I don't.
No,
I've never been
that's
like,
the
damn,
problem.
that French bitch is bad.
No. You know, it's like hit or miss.
Okay.
It's like 1 out of every 4 is exceptional. Okay, but they're all down. Even if you don't think they are, they are. All right, we'll take a break. When we get back, top of the hour, Jameer Gibbs.
Learn something new every day on the show.
I don't even know what the hell we just did. We're supposed to do make or break. How the hell did this happen? Let's get back on track. Let's do make or break next, along with Jameer Gibbs, and then we'll get to the college football boycott, along with would you have an issue with the Saudi-owned NFL team. All that coming up in the second hour. But before we go, Jeff, our good friends over at Guardian Alarm.
Well, stay out. Lucas, stay out of Italy. And I'll tell you why. Guardian Alarm can help you do that. They'll protect your home. They'll keep you safe. And they got customized solutions from real experts, 24/7 professional monitoring, and technology backed by people. All you got to do is call Guardian Alarm, 1-800-STAY-OUT. For more information, tell them your friends at Woodward Sports sent you.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper. Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Let me tell you about our friends over at Randy Wise. And let me ask you a question. What would be better than watching celebrities golf like D-Mac or Braylon? Watching golf yourself and being treated like a celebrity, that's what. Stop in any Randy Wise dealership for your chance to play golf like a celebrity. VIP transportation, free golf to one of Michigan's best tracks, and a tasty steak after. Compliments of Fairway Pack & Co. Make the wise decision and get to Randy Wise today for your chance to win.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show, live, woodwardsports.com. Adam Beydoun, Jeff Iafrate. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're missing the show live, well, what the hell are you waiting for? Go back, listen to the podcast, rewatch it on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review if you're going to listen to the podcast. We would appreciate it very much. I got a question for everybody, okay? I want to start with this, and then we'll get to Jahmyr Gibbs. I want to know, out of your mouth, Jeff, JB, what will make or break this season? Injuries aside. Okay? I don't want to hear, oh, Jared Goff is injured. I know. I want to know. Make or break, and then we'll revisit this right before the season and see if after camp you guys have changed your minds. But I want to know. Make or break the season. What goes right, what goes wrong that guarantees success or failure, Jeff?
Well, I think the obvious one, and we kind of talked about this before, got to be Dan Campbell to some extent, because we watched him botch a couple games last year, but I don't think that'll be the case. I think he's 2 years now under his belt. I don't see Dan screwing up games. But I will say this. One thing I am worried about, and I think that could hurt the Lions or set them back, and it has nothing to do with injuries, but it is about the offense. I am worried because, again, you drafted Sam Laporta, you got Jahmyr Gibbs, you signed David Montgomery, you got nice pieces. Amon-Ra St. Brown, we know what he brings. But what about the others? I am worried about this offense production out of the wide receiving core. Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond. You got Sam Laporta, a rookie tight end, who I think will be involved a lot this year, but still he is a rookie. Jahmyr's a rookie. There's a lot of uncertainty with this offense this year. Although last year, they didn't have Jameson. They had Chark, and still they had an explosive offense with what they were able to do, and the offensive line did stay healthy. So, of course, health is part of that. But even if they are healthy, I think what would set this team back offensively is the lack of production they had last year from the others in that wide receiver core. Because if Marvin Jones, Sam Laporta, Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, if these guys can't be somewhat productive and can't be depended on, then they're going to have problems. Because this offense still, they may not be top 4, top 5, but they have to be top 10. Because if they do regress significantly, which I don't think will happen, then you're going to have some problems. That offense needs to be humming. Not to maybe that extent last year, but you need Marvin and these guys to show something. They need production besides Amon-Ra St. Brown. They do.
Okay, I'm going to go with what will make their season. Okay, and then I'll get to the break after JB. What will make their season is if the defense is top 15. We kind of hinted at it.
Yeah.
I know it's the obvious, but I'll take it a step further. Kirby Joseph will be in the conversation of one of the 5-6 best safeties in the NFL. And Aiden Hutchinson will emerge as either not just up and coming, but the guy that's just on the outside of the Myles Garrett, the Bosas, the Micah Parsons, like just outside of that group is going to be Aiden Hutchinson. I think development for the second-year guys on the defensive side is huge. But the general answer would be a top 15 defense. Give me that improvement. Cam Sutton, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, they improved the secondary. They drafted a linebacker. I'm much more confident about the defense going into this year. I think the only way they fail, I don't know. I don't know how they fail on defense. They have all the tools necessary for success.
Now, with that being said, with the amount of confidence we have in the defense, I think another thing that could break the season is Jared Goff. Nothing to do with health, performance. And last year when they were 1-6, yeah, Jared didn't play his best stretch of games as it is. He had turnovers. You saw some of those games. The defense absolutely was horrific. So that's part of it. But Jared Goff can easily make or break the season. If he has a season like he had last year, efficient, 29, 30 touchdowns, even if the interceptions go up, that's okay. I'm talking about significant regression. Jared Goff could be easily one of the breaks of this entire team. If he doesn't keep that up, if he regresses significantly, the Lions are screwed.
Fair enough.
That's
JB,
going to be part of it.
I want to know, make or break. You pick one, or you can give me both. I want to know from you what makes a season, what breaks a season without injuries.
Yeah, without injuries. And I'll go with break, and I'll actually add on to what Jeff said as well. It's Jared Goff's performance. We've all heard that he's having some rough time in OTAs and minicamps as of right now because the Lions defense has significantly got a lot better. So as the saying goes, iron sharpens iron, and you would think that this would help him out in the long run. But if he gets into season and we start to see that regression a lot more, interceptions start to go up, touchdowns start to go down for him, that is going to hurt the Lions in the long run for this season. So give me Jared Goff not performing to his elite expectations we all expect him to be.
And a lot of that rides on the first 2 games. You're on the road to Kansas City, then you play the Seahawks. Like, yeah, defense matters, but let's not act like Jared Goff. He has to go out there and perform as well. So I think Jared's a big part of that. Not even a hate on Jared Goff segment. He plays the most important position in football. Like, that's, if anything, it's probably the obvious.
So let me throw this at both of you since you brought up Jared Goff. 1 interception in his final 10 games.
This is excellent.
Beyond excellent. I mean, that's literally all-time great in terms of protecting the football. Do you guys really think he'll go this whole season, 17 games, and not throw 14, 15 interceptions? Like, what's the number where you're comfortable and where you're concerned with? Like, for me, I think he can throw 9 or 10, and that would be a very good season.
That's what I was going to say. 10 is probably the max. Anything over that, you're like, what's happening?
Well, for me, it's the most important thing is touchdown-interception ratio. That's what matters, because if you throw 14 interceptions, then you better have 35 touchdowns, 30 touchdowns. Because to your point, JB, if he throws 9, 10 interceptions, then I don't mind if you throw 26, 27 touchdowns. To me, it's touchdown-interception ratio. So to JB's point, I mean, if you're throwing 14, like Josh Allen had, he led the league last year in interceptions, but he also had 30, almost 40 touchdowns and 800 yards on the ground. So, like, it just depends, really. The interceptions I'm not too concerned about as long as they're not pick sixes. Jared threw a couple of those last year to start the season. But more so it is the ratio, touchdown-interception. That's what matters.
Okay, JB, give me a make for you. What almost guarantees success for the Lions this year? Individually or as a unit?
Let's go individually here. That once JMO actually gets back, he's ready to go. There is no setback from him. He's taken this time off. He's done well with this time off and studied the playbook a lot more. Got in a lot more reps out there right now in minicaps and OTAs. Even though he can't practice with the team during the season, but still, he's keeping himself and sharp, keeping his mind focused on what he needs to do. Stays off the sports betting books for a while, and is ready to come back and play and ball out. And we'll see that in week 7 if he can actually go out there and do that.
So, JB, I wasn't going to bring it up, but I'm glad you did. I did not have Jameson Williams on my make it list, okay? Because I think even if he misses the whole season, they can still win the division. That's how much I think of the offense. That's what I think of the weapons they have added. I think Goff's, really his chemistry with Josh Reynolds is very undervalued and underrated. Not that it wouldn't be nice to have J-Mo, but I think you get my point.
Yeah.
But to add to add to what you're saying about J-Mo, if he comes out and gives you first-round level talent / production, like a Chris Olave last year, like a Garrett Wilson, yeah, I think you're right. I think it almost guarantees them success because that is another level that this offense can reach that they probably couldn't if he's not on the field. Fair?
Fair.
All right. That went well. Good. Let's talk about a first-round rookie. Jahmyr Gibbs, first pick for the Lions in this draft. Shocked everybody. Okay? We've seen him show off in pajamas, as Alex Anzalone would say. The guy looks unbelievable. But I want to know. You guys tell me. We're a month and a half removed. Are you comfortable with Jahmyr Gibbs being that pick? Where they took him, the 12th overall pick. You haven't seen him play it down. I want to know, are you guys just not accepting? Because I think everybody's accepted the pick. It's not about you accepting it. But now at this point, like, can you get behind it? Like, really, like, not just understand it, but sit there and say, yeah, that was the right pick. Will you say that now definitively or no?
Well, it's hard because I think the only thing holding Gibbs back is health. So right now, with the information I have, them and PJs, yeah. And the reason why is how they're going to utilize him. I could see a scenario in which Jameer thrives in the role he'll be given, which is that hybrid running back, wide receiver role. You're kind of seeing some of that at mini camp. So to answer the question, I'm behind the pick. I support the pick. I said this when it happened, trying to understand why. He's an offensive weapon, period. And they're going to line him up in the slot. They're going to move him all around. It's not just giving him, 10, 15 carries, because that's not Jameer Gibbs. He might get 10 carries, but he's going to get 4 or 5 receptions. And one of those he could take to the house. He has explosive speed. He's got a home run hitting potential every time he touches the ball. So I'm all for it. But the biggest question for Jameer, JB, and I'll throw it to you, is it's got to be health, I think. The only thing. If he could stay healthy, I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, you're spot on. As long as he can stay healthy, this season will be a success. And honestly, I'm happy with the pick. I'm comfortable with it. I'm happy that we took him at 12, just because we get all this little tiny video clips that we see on social, or we get inside information from Broder and Gabby, who's down at Allen Park, and seeing this live in person, that the dude is fast. And
so fast.
And speed kills in this league. And it will be the best part about adding to this offense. Speed. It's going to keep the defense off track and unfocused on the next play and the next play and the next play, because they don't know what's going to happen next.
And I think what works for Jared is these guys, their yak ability. I think that fits perfect with Jared. Get the ball to Gibbs. It could be a couple yards. Allow Gibbs to get yards after catch. Sam Laporta, another one, yards after catch. Ahmed Ra, yards after catch. Jameson Williams, yards after catch. Like even if Jared can't hit JMO all the time deep, it's not always about that. Just get the ball out of his hands, and there's plenty of weapons here. I think Gibbs is one of those players. So
okay,
just get the ball in his hands.
I'm just gonna make it clear so nobody can say anything other than, all right, Jameer Gibbs is the pick. Okay? I didn't like it. I'm just going to openly say I didn't like it. I'm still looking back and scratching my head a little bit. First round running back that high, the data isn't in favor of the Lions. But if I can look past that, which I'm willing to do, one, because I have no choice and he's a player on this team, and two, because I can't sleep at night if I just don't let it go. Okay? Time will tell. But Jameer Gibbs stays relatively healthy. I mean, you're looking at a 300-400 yard rusher, depending on workload, because I think that's going to be a number I don't know how to predict. Could be 5 carries a game, could be 7, could be 8. I doubt 10. I doubt they give him the ball 170 times on the ground. If anything, they're going to want to target him in the air 70 times this season, maybe. And that's what JB just said, which I loved, which was speed kills. And I think that's the one thing I love so far about Jameer Gibbs, showing off his speed, his separation, his ability to make guys miss. I can't wait to see it on the football field. Again, did I love the pick? No, not going to lie to you guys.
Right.
No, I didn't. And he has to, along with the Lions, justify and hopefully prove me wrong that I didn't like the pick. I didn't like the pick not because the player's not good, though. I didn't like the pick because historically that, whether you like the term draft capital or, positional value, whatever, I don't care. Taking a running back that high almost has zero implications in terms of winning a championship. Historically. That doesn't mean Jameer Gibbs isn't going to come out this year, probably get 1,000, 1,200 yards from scrimmage with 6, 7, 8 touchdowns, 500, 600 yards receiving, maybe.
Right.
Wouldn't shock me one bit. I think he'd be a damn good football player his first year. So you know what? Enough time has passed for me to kind of just get over it. And I'm not going to sit here and, let's say 3 weeks into the year, Jameer Gibbs is off to a slow start. Oh, Brad Holmes, the line. No. I'm not going to do that. I'm not in the mood to do any of that. I'll pass. I expect Jameer Gibbs to be a very good football player year one. Do I expect him to be Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, Jamal Charles out of the gate? No. And I don't think the Lions want that, if anything. Again, I need to wait and see how many carries they'll give David Montgomery compared to Jahmyr Gibbs, and how active he's going to be, not only leading up to Jameson Williams returning, but after. What happens when JMO does come back? Because I would imagine Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get 5-6 targets a game.
Right.
Weeks 1 through 6. Minimum. What happens when JMO comes back? I'm more excited than anything to see this offense be put together. And I want to see it on the field. And I want to see him specifically because we all remember what DeAndre Swift was like when healthy, which was never. But when he was, my God, it added a dimension to this offense that it almost felt unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jahmyr Gibbs, to some capacity, can give you that day one.
And credit to Alex, our stats guy, because I asked him last week to get me just stats on first-round running backs, and I'm going to read a couple of these off for you that he found. 19 first-round running backs selected since 2010. 11 of 19, which were selected also for a Pro Bowl. So 57% since 2010, those guys have equated to Pro Bowlers. And then since 1990, there have been 186 running back Pro Bowl selections. 101 of the 186 were first-round picks.
Can you give me the first data back again? Because I can't go back to 1990 because that's when you ran the ball. Give me the first one.
So
that one I think is a great number.
So 2010, that's
excellent.
Most fair
Modern
stat.
football.
19 first-round running backs selected since 2010. 19. 11 of those were made the Pro Bowl.
So less than one per year, though. I think that's the first thing I take away, right?
Yep.
The second thing I take away is I want to say since the year 2000, because I pulled the stat before.
Mm-hmm.
First-round running backs average 4.5 yards a carry. Every running back after the first round, including undrafted, I believe, 4.3. That's the entire league average. Is that much of a difference? Now, if you go get me, I hate to say it, but Tyler Algier, and compare him to Jamal Charles, it's not even close, right? So there's levels to, who these players are. Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Trent Richardson. Right? So, I don't expect Jahmyr Gibbs to be Trent Richardson, but, again, for the Jahmyr Gibbs pick to make sense to me, he has to make the offense more dynamic, like DeAndre Swift provided, which I think he can do. He's going to have to catch 500 yards receiving this first year. He has to. And I think the third and most important thing that probably will go under the radar because nobody ever equates winning and losing with running backs. But does he have game-changing ability? Game-changing ability. If he does, he's worth the first-round pick. What does game-changing ability mean? Deebo Samuel out of the backfield. Christian McCaffrey catching balls out of the backfield.
Right.
Alvin Kamara back in his heyday. Jamal Charles. If Jahmyr Gibbs has game-changing ability, Jeff, the pick is not only worth it, you could argue you would have taken him at 8 or 7 or 9.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of been the process since the draft we've been trying to cope with or comprehend is the reason he was selected at 12. Because, listen, I was a big Beydoun guy. I mean, if you guys watch the show, you know how much I advocated for him. I didn't expect Gibbs to be taken in the top 15, but the mock drafts, I mean, who cares? At the end of the day, the GMs value these players differently than we do. Jahmyr, and this is why it's easier for me to understand it, is because I don't look at him as a strictly a running back. He's also just an offensive weapon in totality. So as a player, I get the pick at 12. But even when you put him in a box, I mean, going through these stats, I mean, the stat I just read off, 19 first-round running backs since 2010, 11 made the Pro Bowl, 57% rate. Like, those guys are also not all like Jahmyr. They're not all built the same. Guys have different skill sets. Like, Christian McCaffrey clearly is the highest level of to be able to do both, play running back and wide receiver. I don't think Jahmyr Gibbs will be Christian McCaffrey. Hell, if he is, great. But he'll be a weapon that you can utilize in multiple different areas. So, to me, the pick makes sense, but at the end of the day, health is the only thing that matters. Because if Jahmyr's banged up, yeah, we're going to look back and think, this is why you don't take guys in the first round.
All right, Alex, let's go to break. When we get back, I want to talk about a college football scandal and how it affects all of you, depending on your age. And then we'll get to, would you have an issue with a Saudi-owned NFL team? And I'll make my argument why I wouldn't be. And I'm all for it. But we'll get to that in just a few minutes. But before we go, Jeff, our good friends over at Big Boy.
Let me tell you about it. Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy, and if you want to get breakfast there, go ahead. They got strawberry hot cakes and mouth-watering red velvet waffles, but you don't have to get breakfast. You can go there for lunch or dessert as well. They got the strawberry bacon chicken wrap, or you can get some dessert. They got deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and so much more at Big Boy.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live, woodwardsports.com. Adham, Beydoun, Jeff, Iafrate. Jeff, college football has disowned the gaming community for years now, since 2014. And the gaming community has been waiting for this college football playoff game release, and now they're boycotting because of a $500 and no, because EA is going to pay $500 to every player involved with no royalties. And look,
royalties? What are we doing?
Whatever EA has a deal with the NFL, the problem with giving royalties to the NCAA players is they leave. A lot of them leave and they change and they go, and it's just I don't know what they need to do to fix this. But $500 only per player seems like, a big fuck you. For a game that's, JB, you would know more than I would on this. This is probably going to be the #1 seller. Probably the most bought game, I would say, since the heyday of Call of Duty. Would you agree?
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. Just because you've been missing this game for years. I believe the last time it came out,
2014.
Yeah,
Denard Robinson,
was on the cover. And ever since then, it's just like something you look forward to year after year, just like Madden. And now, seeing that his was gone for a long period of time, you've been waiting, anticipating this game to come back, hoping that it does, and now to find this news, it's just like we're right back at square one.
Yeah, but you got to look at both sides. I get $500 is low, but even Madden, they're not. And I get it's a little different because it's the NFL, but the players in the NFL would rather just play as themselves in a video game, and it's huge publicity for every player that's involved. I get the paydays,
yeah, but they sign off their name, image, and likeness, their contracts. Like, it's all part of it,
But so what's fair?
So the NFL has the right to sell the rights to EA, who make the game. So EA bids on making that game, and then they make their money off of selling it, obviously. So the NFL, I mean, they're doing it the right way. The NCAA is a corrupt system. There is no board of, trustees that handle every college team or navigate the whole ecosystem. It's NIL is now a thing.
Yeah, players are making money.
Everybody wants a piece of the pie. And there's no stable org that'll ensure this game gets released. And I think it's funny as hell.
And even $500, I think the total player compensation pool is like $5 million for all the players that would be in the actual video game.
They would sell $5 million within of pre-orders within 30 minutes. I'd be willing to.
So what's fair? Double it?
No, I don't think there's a number.
Royalties?
I don't know.
Is where they're gonna have to go?
I don't know.
I don't know. I get both sides, to be honest with you. I do, because if I play college football and I want more exposure, and I'm not one of these big name guys, I'll take being in a video game. That'll be the most popular video game as soon as it's released among all sports fans. It's like, even if it's just $500, give me more. That's fine. But royalties, it's like, give royalties to the top premier players that people are going to want to play with, or
with all
that'll
due
attract
respect,
guys to play as them.
But with all
some
due
Joe
respect,
Schmo in the middle of nowhere, he shouldn't get royalties.
With all due respect, back in the day, it was completely fine to play with quarterback number 12, and nobody gave a shit because that's how good the game was. Okay,
right.
And you can always turn on auto-generate names, which means, and anyways, even if you play with these players, by the time you get to your third year, they're all fucking gone, and it's all auto-generated names anyways. So what? Like, what are you... No one's going to play the same season over and over again just so they can play with Caleb Williams. Like
Caleb Williams, I could see. Give him royalties.
No. But he leaves USC after this year. So when you buy the game for $80, $100, $200, whatever the hell they're going to do, you play one season of Dynasty Mode, I think it's called.
Yeah, Dynasty.
And Caleb Williams leaves your school, and you got to go recruit a new one. That's how it works. So I don't know. I don't know what EA is going to do. I just think it's fucking hilarious.
At the end of the day, regardless.
And I think Madden's the most shit game ever made, anyways. EA sucks at making video games.
Well, yeah, EA.
So everybody that wants to buy this game and is hyped about it, to be honest, don't get too excited. EA's making the game. It's going to be shit.
It's copy and paste year after year.
It's just copy and paste roster updates year after year after year. The last great game that was ever produced in the sports field was probably ESPN 2K5, FIFA 09, and Madden 05.
Yeah.
I think those are the last great games. NHL 09 was really good too, if I remember correctly.
But you're over 10 years removed.
But they stopped giving a shit.
Yeah, it's been on repeat.
They focus too much on these card trading, my team stuff.
That's where the money comes from. Yeah,
that's
my
where
team.
all online microtransactions. They don't give a shit about your offline shit that you want to do.
No.
When you're at home, they just want your money. Fuck them. I hope they boycott and the game never gets released. Let's take a break. A quick break. When we get back, would you have an issue with a Saudi-owned team? Jeff and his morals is going to say, yeah, he is going to have a problem. Because he's Mr. Italian over here. He respects everybody's freedom.
Don't assume. Make an ass out of you and me.
Okay.
Don't do that.
But before we go, Jeff, please tell everybody at home about nobody. Because I got to tell everybody at home about our good friends over at Planet Fitness. Sign up today. $10 a month is all it takes. Get your lazy ass off the couch. What are you waiting for? Your fitness is essential. PlanetFitness.com. Oh, and by the way, if you're between the ages of 14 and 19, you can work out for absolutely nothing. That's right, free. You can go to any Planet Fitness in North America and work out for free. Between the ages of 14 and 19, take advantage of it. Learn more, PlanetFitness.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Detroit sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show. I've just learned something about Jeff that I really bothers me. You really buy the game every year? Just download a roster
Okay, so
update.
I'm big. I've always been big into GM mode. 2K, Madden. I love playing GM. It's one of my favorite things to do. I may buy Madden this year. And hear me out. It's okay. It's because I need the updated rosters.
I bet I could school you in 2K and Madden.
Oh, watch yourself. Watch yourself. Now you're in some choppy waters. Now.
Okay. Today's Thursday?
Yeah.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Don't do this.
Bring your console.
Don't do
Bring
this.
2 controllers. We'll set up in the back on Ryan Lentz's TV. We'll play a 1v1 in both games. Deal?
Okay. Fair.
Set it up for tomorrow. Now
Ask Easy.
We'll record it.
He knows about 2K. I whooped his ass.
Okay.
Love you, Easy.
What team do you play with?
I'll play as anybody you want. You pick my team.
I'll play with the 1946 Wizards. How about that? And I'll still beat you. Give me all the 5'2" white guys.
Yeah, well. Yeah, you might beat me with that team.
Tomorrow, we'll play. We'll record it. and we'll post it. I bet I beat him in both Madden and in 2K.
Madden, you played a lot of. What are you better at? What are you better at, Madden or 2K?
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't played 2K since 2K10 with Kobe on the cover, and I haven't played Madden since the Larry Fitzgerald Troy Polamalu cover.
My God.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That was a good game that year too.
Oh yeah, I used to play. I was really good at Madden back in the day. So I'm just assuming my skills back then will translate.
It's similar.
It's the
yeah.
same game.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
You're fucked. You're fucked, and I'm gonna beat you, and everyone's gonna be like, "Dude, you lost to this guy."
Yeah, Madden. It'll be
God.
good at Madden. 2K, you are not. I'm gonna have to. You might quit early. In
Nah,
2K.
man.
All right.
You can pick the Suns, you can pick the Warriors, you can pick whoever you
I'll
want.
pick the Pistons with Dwayne Casey, and I'll still come after that ass. Just so you lost
Man,
to
you're
Dwayne.
gonna make it personal for
imagine, Imagine that you lose to the Pistons with Dwayne Casey.
Oh,
I think
God. I'll pick the Rockets if you're gonna pick the Pistons. Jeez,
don't
all
do
right?
that. Don't do that.
Oh God, JB, who do you think wins in Madden and in 2K? I know it's kind of a hard question to answer, but
I was gonna say I haven't seen either one of you play the game, but I'm leaning towards Jeff on this one just because.
what console?
PS5.
Okay.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, it's the same controllers, right? As an Xbox, it's just different buttons.
Yeah, it's same size. I guess, just different buttons.
Easy as fuck.
You'll be hitting. You'll think X is square. You'll hit X, throw me a pick, and you'll be stressed out.
No,
I know
you wish.
You will be.
You
I
wish.
know you will be.
You wish.
Mr. Ray, I got Jeff in both, my guy. Easy money. I'm telling you.
When I'm just saying,
Mr.
Jeff
Ray
is gonna
knows.
quit the show. Jeff's last show will be next Friday because of the loss he'll experience tomorrow.
if I lose in a race and then I lose in Madden and 2K, I mean, I'm hanging the cleats up. We're done. We're done, man. It's over.
Oh my God. All right. Let's get to the question everybody wants to hear. Would you be okay with the Saudi-backed NFL team or a Saudi-owned team? And I'm here to say fucking absolutely. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I go to oh my God, the luxury hot dogs and hamburgers we'd have.
Oh yeah.
You'd walk on the gold-plated floors of Ford Field. They'd have a real lion on the field, and it would piss oil. Are you kidding me? You kidding me? They'd hand out $50 BP cards to everybody who showed up to the game.
BP cards.
Be fucking amazing. You kidding me? Come to Detroit.
No,
please.
don't come to Detroit.
Please. It
We got
won't be
Sheila.
called Ford Field anymore. It'll be called Qatar Field. I'm all for it. Or the Emirates Field. Go for it. Go for it. Just because they have so much money, they'll have like these fucking bazookas on top of the fucking field and stadium. Just shoot out oil. Totally bad for nature. Who gives a shit? We got money. Who cares? Rich as fuck. I'm all for it.
What do you think the PR?
And then they'd probably hire me. I have zero chance of working there.
And then I don't know
with
if
the current ownership.
And you're probably the last person I should ask about this, but PR, like, how does that work with the NFL?
They'd have the most elite PR system. They'd have
Because if you
basically-
bring in if it's a Saudi-owned team,
yeah,
you don't think the Americans there'd be a bunch of people pissed off?
Well, I mean, where's the American economy been coming from for the last 25 years?
I mean, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But from the NFL standpoint,
Why is our dollar worth a shit? I mean, Americans are upset with a Saudi-owned NFL team, and they gotta wake up. Gotta wake up.
So you don't think the American people will just be like, all right?
Nobody will ever stop watching football. Excuse me. And
Well, that's true.
The other
Yeah.
thing,
Even if they
that's way more important. As I don't think Americans understand that their like conservative values are very, very in line with these Middle Eastern countries and their values. I know there's like some glaring differences, don't get me wrong, but like, chopping somebody's hand off for stealing and, all that shit. Okay, but take out the extreme stuff. It's very close. So if you're, like an NBA fan and you don't like all the politics in sports, I promise you won't see politics at Ford Field if it was owned by a Middle Eastern team. Promise you that. I mean, you may hear a story or two about somebody getting killed inside of Ford Field, some journalists, but outside of that, we're good.
And what did the Commanders just sell for? It was like $5 billion, $6 billion?
Way more, I
And the
think.
Seahawks are going to sell soon in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
They're probably going to be even higher than that. So think about the potential buyers that can afford a $7-8 billion franchise. Yeah, that pool of people it does shrink. So if you're talking about realistic buyers, it makes sense. I'm curious. I'm curious how the people would react to it, but who cares? Are you still going to tune into NFL games? Absolutely. Are you still going to go to the arena? Absolutely. You still going to support the team? Absolutely. So, in big picture sense, it doesn't really matter, but it makes sense.
The Saudi team, whatever team they buy, I'm moving to that town, and I'm doing sports talk there. They'll let me do my show from the stadium. They'll build me my own runway. I'll get to smoke a hookah wherever I want. I have belly dancers all around me. You kidding me? Oh, my God. I'd have live goats on the show. They'd let me bring whatever I want. Oh, my God. Sign me up. I'm leaving. Here's my notice. I'm leaving. I'm going to work for the Saudi-backed NFL team, whichever team they buy. Sign me up. I'm doing sports talk for the rest of my life there. You kidding me? Oh, my God.
David E. Walker says, WoodwardSports.com, imagine the Saudi owner having his pet white lion in the presidential suite at Ford Field.
It'd be dope.
Yeah.
Just imagine they pan to your owner. First game under new owner, whatever his name is, and he's just sitting there very seriously with his glasses, his turban on, and he's just petting the lion like this.
And he's just being fanned.
Lion score a touchdown. Good.
Good. Why is he a villain? What the?
Oh, my God. Dude, our cheerleaders, they would pick the finest cheerleaders in the world.
Would they be covered?
No, they won't. No, they won't.
got a market. They know.
They know. They know how to make money. You kidding me?
All right. Coach Walk agrees with me. I mean, there's a
dimes
chance
on the field. Pito would get involved. Oh, my God.
Chuck says, I'd rather them buy the Tigers. What do you think about that?
Oh, my God. If they bought the Tigers, your opening day roster next year would be Shohei Ohtani leading off. No, Mookie Betts leading off. Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
You'd have every $500 million contract in baseball right now.
Yeah, because there's no salary.
You'd have Mike Trout.
No.
You could fab fucking everything. You know what? I got to make a call overseas. I gotta find a buyer for the Tigers.
Someone please buy the Tigers right now and do this, please. Anybody.
Just inject $1 trillion into the payroll.
Well, and there'd be a real tiger at Comerica Park.
No. They would replace, where that tiger statue is? They would replace it with like a live zoo of just tigers. And we would have like 7 deaths a year from kids getting too close.
Well, it might be made out of gold. It might be a pretty good case. Expensive one.
Oh, God.
Ohtani would get $600 million, Max Mayer says. Yeah,
probably.
That's fair.
Oh, God. What else would be good? What team would fit best for an NFL team? Like
the Jags.
The Jaguars? No, they're already owned by the Khan guy, though.
So when he's done,
no.
They got Trevor Lawrence. They're building that new stadium, the house that Trevor built, and they could sell him. I think that'd be a match made in heaven. In Florida too.
Give me a team outside of Jacksonville. Think hard. That would just be the right fit for a Saudi-owned team.
I could see Denver.
Denver's in the middle of nowhere.
There's a bunch of weirdos in Denver.
No, it's kind of nowhere.
But they would rule.
They should sell the Raiders.
See,
Las Vegas.
That's what I was going to say.
Give it to a Saudi.
Vegas is a good one.
Imagine Vegas.
I think the Dolphins. I think we're sleeping on the Dolphins.
The Dolphins?
I'm telling you, man, just envision. You go to Miami Stadium, right? You go to the stadium for the Dolphins. And you walk up and you see these gigantic dolphin statues.
Spitting oil.
And they're just spitting fucking oil. Fucking amazing.
Spitting oil. You're not a fan of your boy Stephen Ross?
I'm telling you. You buy season tickets. Every time you come to a game, we give you a $50 BP card. That's how much fuck you money we have.
Well,
We'll pay for your gas. That'd be amazing. You get to your seat. It's got a pamphlet. You open the pamphlet. It's got $500 in there, a BP gift card, and a subscription to the Gold magazine.
You notice that? It's always a BP gift card in there.
It'd be amazing. It'd be amazing.
Look at this comment, too. I didn't even think about this. I forgot who just said it, too.
What?
I'm trying to find the comment. Them talking about the Texans, whoever that is. Oh, Eric. Rename the Texans back to the Oilers.
Yeah, you could do that.
Go back to the Oilers?
You could do that. That's not a bad idea. I like that. I still like the spitting Dolphins part. It's kind of dope.
It's just badass.
All right, let's take a break. When we get back, we'll get the show back on track, and then we'll get to mailbag at 9:50. Who knows? Maybe we start mailbag early today. I don't know. I'm in a generous mood. But before we go, Jeff has to tell you all about our good friends over at Swiss Insurance.
Well, let me tell you about them. You need insurance, and I got the perfect fit for you at Swiss Insurance. Now that summer's here, it is important to make sure you're properly covered, whether it's a grad party or just a group of people over to enjoy the lake or pool. Your liability exposure increases significantly in the summertime. Let Swiss Insurance Group review your coverage and make sure you are protected from an unexpected loss. Check us out at SwissINS.com or call Mark today at 248-800-4177 for more information.
Lucas, can I bot?
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper. Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live, woodwardsports.com. Adam Beydoun, Jeff Iafrate. I love doing shows with you, you know that?
Yeah, I love doing shows with you. It's fun. Even though we may talk about JB's junk or
what's wrong with that?
You know, his affair with Taylor Swift.
Look,
it's always a blast.
I believe in 3 things. 1, you got to be interesting. All right. 2, you got to be prepared. And 3, you have to be willing to say and do uncomfortable things, especially this time of year. What is there to talk about, huh?
Yeah.
Go. Google search your way, Twitter search, whatever, ESPN, go to any news site. Nothing going on. JB, I got a question for you. You going to Taylor Swift this weekend?
I mean, I'm not going, but if Bay wants to give me tickets, I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I asked JB yesterday, how do you feel about Jared Goff attending Taylor Swift? Like, what are you going to do? Do you want the smoke with Jared if anything pops off?
Jared has already acquired a dime. I don't think Jared is going to go after somebody with less assets than his current fiance.
Yeah, I don't think
his fiance is way better than Taylor.
A Sports Illustrated model or a skinny white girl that thrashes you on an album after you break up with her?
Yeah, that's more JB's taste. He'll take Taylor Swift.
Yeah, JB likes the crazy ones, right?
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, you know, how crazy they are defines how hot they are as well, too. So,
well, also how crazy they are determines how crazy they get in the bedroom.
Crazy in the streets, crazy in the sheets.
Is that
factual?
Is that fair?
Factual.
Can you confirm?
He says factual. That's factual.
Oh
factual.
God! All right. Here's what you know what we can do. Let's have some fun. Nobody cares about OTAs right now. Nothing's going on. Okay. Let's do mailbag.
Okay.
Seriously. Let's have some fun. Last 15, 18 minutes of the show. You guys ask your questions. Any concerns? Hell, you can revisit topics we had earlier. Be my guest. Ask away. Adam and Jeff, will there be a Madden and 2K? Will the Madden and 2K games be streamed live? I mean, Big D Energy is going to be going on when we're doing it, so
yeah.
Maybe we go live on Twitter.
Yeah, you could do
Since
that.
we're not live on Twitter on the network, right? Maybe we do a Twitter live and just display the broadcast. That'd be funny.
It would. That'd be great. As long as you're okay with that, getting humiliated.
I mean, what are you possibly gonna do that's gonna like hurt me? You got nothing.
Okay. All right.
What?
That's magician never reveals his tricks. All right. I'm not reviewing any of my magic tricks. We're gonna keep it to the game. You're gonna find out, and you'll see your confidence slowly start to just lower as we
What do you
play.
think you could play defense? What?
I could do anything you want. I could score on you, play defense.
How good are you honestly at 2K? I want to know before I take this challenge.
Okay,
on.
I'm not a pro 2K
Oh, then I got
player,
you.
but
You're dead.
I am.
You're dead.
I've never met anybody better than me. I will say that.
But you don't have any friends.
Okay. Well, I guess
that's not saying much.
I guess I don't have any friends. And out of all my friends, including people here at Woodward, I'm that guy.
You're that guy.
I'm that guy.
All right.
I'm that guy.
What about Madden? Which team are you using in Madden?
Well, Madden, I don't care what team I use. I'm not as confident as I am in 2K, but I'm pretty good at Madden. I can hold my own. I can hold my own in Madden.
I'll use the Lions in Madden. How about that?
I'll I'll use the Bears. I'll beat you with a running back.
Oh, God, no. I'm going to pick the worst team. You get the better teams in both. That's how bad I feel for you.
No, you're not doing that.
I promise you.
Because that's the built-in.
And it won't be an excuse. No.
Okay.
I'm giving you a handicap because of how confident I am I'm going to beat you in both games.
I don't like doing that. Because that's what I do. I give you the better team. I don't do that. I don't get the better team.
I just want to make sure you don't have an excuse when I wipe the floor with you both times. All right?
Yeah, this is
Moving
ridiculous.
on.
Fair fight, just choose the worst teams out of both.
What is it?
Fair fight, just choose the worst teams in both.
Yeah, you could do that. Could do that. A mailbag, does Adam have any rich relatives? I cannot speak on that.
Wait, what was the question?
Let's just say I have a few relatives in Saudi Arabia. All right? And it's nice when they visit.
About to own an NFL team, aren't you?
They're maybe the buyers I need.
Dan Wood says, biggest potential letdown, Jeff's 2K game or JB's Black Album?
Oh, God, no. JB's Black Album would be amazing.
Well,
so we're going to go
I'm kind of
Jeff's
waiting on
2K
that one,
game.
JB. I can't lie.
I thought about this last night, guys. But for Adam, Jeff, Lucas, and JB, have any of your friends or family been called in or message in the chat since the show's been going on? Do you have family in the chat?
My brother Tanner pops in occasionally, 7 Lakes Productions, but no, I don't have
anybody that comments in the chat outside of Wasim, who used to comment, but now he doesn't. He's
no, I mean,
ghosting us.
I remember I had one kid from high school
who
called in.
You didn't know him, though, so that doesn't count.
I wasn't very, that was it, though.
JB, is there anybody in the chat you know?
No, I mean, I've got friends that tune into the show, but they don't comment in the chat like that.
Does Adam come from oil money? I wish. Okay, wait. First of all,
if you did,
if I did, I would not be working here. Let's like clarify a few things. Okay, number one. Okay, if I did. Number two. If I came from oil money, I would dress so obnoxiously. If I was doing this show, I would make everybody uncomfortable. I would have had live goats. I would have had a farm show up to the show for one day.
Yeah.
I mean, the closest thing I did to something crazy and stupid like that was when I brought the Arab dancers after the Stafford thing. JB, you weren't around for that, were you?
Oh,
I brought in a fucking conga line of dudes that were just dancing at the start of the show. It was epic. It was epic. But no, I don't. I wish. All
right. I want to clear this up now. Actually, I want to
it.
get to this question first. Eric says, Jeff doesn't know me, but we ran into each other at the car wash a little over a week ago. We did, Eric. I was behind Eric in the car wash.
Yeah, I'm sure you were.
It just, you know how you're in, especially in this, wait, what? What'd you just say? Why does it got to be weird? Why do you got to make it weird? Why do you got to make it weird?
No, it just seems like a very comfortable position for you.
No, don't do that. As I was saying, during this time of year, a lot of bugs get on your car. My car's been, it's disgusting. So I was at the car wash, did see Eric there. So shout out to Eric. But Mike did bring something up in the chat. He said, Adam, ask Jeff about Shirtless Evan. Okay.
Who's Shirtless Evan? Is that the dude you molested?
No, this is, okay, let me clear this up. Okay, so Ryan, who works here and does a lot of our, he edits. He's great at what he does.
He's an idiot, but okay.
Yeah, well, with his takes, he is an idiot. I will say this. He drove by my house. I was outside playing basketball.
And you were shirtless.
It was hot.
Were you splashing at least?
I was splashing. And then my brother Tanner was out there. He plays basketball, so we're out there. We're hooping. And then my buddy Evan was there. Ryan claims all of us were shirtless.
Oh,
that
so
is not true.
You're into that stuff,
No,
aren't
that
you?
is not true. That is a lie.
Oh, yeah. I bet you get turned out when somebody posts you up in the post.
No.
Backs you down.
No, it's actually uncomfortable. I don't want that. We were all not shirtless. That rumor is false. That's weird. Just wanted to clarify that.
Shoot it!
But Ryan always teases me, oh, hey, you were outside shirtless with other dudes. No, dude. And I want to clear that up before he starts spreading that. It's 100% false. 100% false.
Oh, God. Jeff, you're a freaky ass.
No,
don't.
No. This is, we're not going here with this. No, we're not doing this.
I bet, you know what, man? Like, out of love and respect for you, I think if you made an OnlyFans account, you'd be one of the 0.1% earners, and you'd be banging all these porn stars, and they'd be begging you to make content with them. I'm telling you.
I gotta start making money that way.
It's a big
market for these people.
I'm telling
man.
you.
No, I'm just
Dude,
kidding.
they would be DMing you.
It's
Pipe me.
ridiculous. No,
Pipe me, daddy.
men will never succeed at the rate women do on OnlyFans.
No, but unless you're one of the guys that's given pipe and you're like well known in the community. So you got to join some Reddit threads. You got to get your name out there. You got to relay some dick pics, and then they'll start calling. They need somebody to create content with. I'm telling you, dude.
I'm not
You
doing
would
that.
crush.
No,
You would crush.
I'm not doing that.
I'll be your agent. I'll take only 20%.
You would sell me away to another country.
No,
or
I'd get
something.
you in bed with all these porn stars. All of them.
Burns says, "Wait, Jeff, have you researched this?" No, I promise I have not researched this.
Oh, God. All right, let's take a break. When we get back, we'll continue with mailbag. Drop your questions in the chat. Jeff and I will answer them coming up next. But you're going to have to, unfortunately, watch a break. So we'll be right back.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
All right, we're back for mailbag. Adham, Beydoun, Jeff, Iafrate. Let's start with the questions. Mailbag, Adham, are you ready to be a dad?
I don't think you're ever ready until it happens.
Yeah, I think I am, though.
That's good.
I think I am. I've kind of accepted it, you know? I'm ready for whatever it's going to be, and we're just going to roll with the punches, you know?
I think you're going to be a great dad.
Today will be the best day of my life until tomorrow, up until we have the kid, and then I will lose my life. I'm very aware of that. As Neil Rule
You will lose your freedom.
Yeah, Neil Rule told me it gets worse, so I'm going to take his word for it.
Well, yeah, Neil, he'll tell it to you straight. So
he's got 4 kids, so.
Oh, he's got
Jeff,
4?
Yeah. Jeff, if the Lions don't make the playoffs or win a division, do you think Adham should shave his beard like you shaved your head? Why? Why do I have to suffer for their failure?
Yeah, don't do what I did.
Well, no, I will, because it grows back, unlike yours. But, you know, Lucas. That's a preview of my athleticism, by the way.
Preview? Yeah, I think you capped out right there. I think that's. Hey, I was soccer yesterday.
It was great, actually.
Did you win?
It was great. Yeah, we won. Yeah.
Did you score a goal?
I did. I played goalie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I played goalie yesterday, so that was fun.
So you're not running as much as the other guys?
No, I usually do. I go out all the time. We like swap goalies, so.
All right.
But I, for the most part, played goalie. Like 40 out of the 90 minutes, I was in goal.
Okay.
And then the other 50, I was out running my ass off. I did score a goal, though. What happened? Let's see. Oh, nope, I'm not doing that. Should the Pistons sign CP3?
No.
Why?
No.
I swear we went the whole show without talking about it.
No.
Why?
No.
Just no.
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 For both sides. CP3 ain't coming here, and Detroit shouldn't sign CP3. So it's not happening.
All right, JB, this is for you. What does JB do in his free time? Steal from Walmart?
Those alleged days are over with, so I don't partake in that anymore. But I don't know, free time, just listen to music, play video games. I'm big on movies too, so weekends you can definitely find me at the movie theater or hanging out with Jeff watching UFC.
Yeah, I mean, me and JB have like the same life pretty much. We do all the same, and on the weekends we watch UFC fights when there is one. So hasn't really been much though.
Yeah.
I've been watching The Ultimate Fighter. Have you been watching?
I've been checking in here and there, but it's not the same as how it used to be anymore. So it's
not
boring.
It's not what it used to be, but it is what it is.
Okay, I like this. Would you guys give up a 3rd or 4th round pick for Chase Young?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
3rd
yeah,
or 4th
of
round
course.
pick for Chase Young, yeah.
Okay, you're saying yes. Lucas
Yeah.
says yes. JB?
Of course, yeah.
That is like a no-brainer.
Consensus
I
around the
think.
room. I like it.
That should be a no-brainer.
We will have a college football preview show this year. Don't worry, guys. Do you guys play golf? I do. Anybody else? Anybody
No,
golfing here?
I will. gladly admit I suck at golf. So no,
I'm okay.
That's
what I tell people.
I could putt.
Yeah, that you suck at golf then.
I've never swung a golf club in my life.
Like I know Alex is really good. Like Westfall is amazing at golf. And when I compare myself to him, I'm just like, okay. Because I don't hit bad shots good consistently, if that makes sense. Like my bad shots are really fucking bad. I'll hit a lot of good shots, consistent, get off the tee box, hit my irons really clean. But when I hit a bad shot, it is fucking bad. I have no control. So
who's the best golfer talent-wise?
Talent on the network? Westfall.
No, talent, like on the desk. Because Westfall easily.
Me.
You out of.
I take myself over Braylon and Ryan any day of the week. Absolutely.
Braylon's pretty good.
I don't know. I've never seen Neil golf.
Neil's pretty good.
If Neil's good, he's probably better. He's more consistent, I would say, than me, probably.
Neil's pretty good too.
All right. Can we get a 2 minutes of Lucas solo about whatever he wants to spew? Turn on Lucas's mic, please. Lucas, you have a minute, not 2.
A minute?
As punishment for yesterday.
Clayton Tune is going to be the darling of the NFL this year. Get ready. I know he's in Arizona. Colt McCoy's there. Stands no chance. Clayton Tune.
Let me give context for everybody. Lucas, and for people who
he's my guy.
Lucas has Dukas.
For people who don't know Lucas,
I wanted
Lucas
to say Dukas.
has this
fetish.
Fetish is the perfect word. He finds underdogs, players that people aren't talking about, and hypes them up to extreme levels.
It's not extreme.
Dude.
When have I said Clayton Tune's going to be the best quarterback?
We'll get to that in a second. So, and that's his favorite thing to do. Clayton Tune out of Houston is one of those guys. He's loved. He's been consistent since the beginning of the draft. Another one of those players, Jalen Warren, backup running back for the Steelers. He always likes
fantasy
backups.
demon this year.
Because this is my theory on it, okay?
It's wrong.
And Lucas, you can defend this. If it works out, you can come out and say, hey, I told you. But if it doesn't work out, nobody cares about these players anymore.
That's not true. Because I could be saying that about any backup player ever then.
Okay,
but I
shut
say
the
it
hell
about
up.
the
Your minute's over.
ones.
I'm sorry, Lucas.
No, speak about Clayton Tune.
Get it.
Talk about Clayton Tune. Why do you like him?
Look, he threw for
He's
all
white.
the statistics you can talk about with C.J. Stroud. The man did that. He was in a more difficult program. He supported one of the best receivers in Tank Dell. I think he's going into a tough situation where he's going to learn, and he's got every attribute they'd ever want physically and mentally in an NFL quarterback.
I think you're being very.
But he played at fucking Houston. But we're gonna Will Levis.
Well,
makes
I mean,
sense. Not us,
all right, I'm gonna
there's
take a
people
pause
around
on that.
You're stealing his time. You're stealing his.
I'm gonna pause and deviate from that. Adam, what's the highest you've ever bowled? A 266. My average is probably like 203, 204 if I were to guess. I'm a good bowler. I'm not like great, and I typically always, hit between 190 and 210. So I'm giving myself the median average there between. So I'm okay. The best game I ever had, I started the first 7 frames, all strikes, and then I fucked it up on the 8th, and then I cleared out. Pretty good, something like that. I don't know.
Terrible.
266 is my highest score, though. I like bowling. I don't bowl enough. I should bowl more, but I don't have time. I don't. Would you do a show with anybody other than Jeff? Fuck no. Let it be known. I will never do a show with anybody but this guy.
That's vice versa.
All right. So
vice versa.
It's going to be a solo show or with Jeff. And if they put Lucas up here, I quit.
I'd run you out
Sorry.
of town. You wouldn't know what to say.
Yeah.
Too many facts coming at you too quick.
Oh, yeah. Like Clayton Tune, right?
Exactly. Believe me later.
Matthew Stafford.
Well, I would take Tune over Stafford.
Oh, God.
Stafford shouldn't have been a #1
You're
overall pick.
you're ridiculous, man. You're ridiculous.
All right. What else we got here? Let's see. JB, have you seen the new Spider-Man? How many more Spider-Mans can you fucking make?
Several.
The new
How
one was
many?
kind of good, though.
How many more enemies and some horde that you have to save can you make? And that you end up either fucking or she leaves you and she doesn't like you, but you still save her. Which makes no sense to me. Just let the bitch die.
Can't do that. It's a superhero movie. You gotta save as many people as you can. But the new Spider-Man was really good, though. I liked it. I can't give out spoilers, so I'm sorry.
Whatever.
I'm just that kind of person.
Whatever. Best concert you've ever been to. All right, confession. I've never been to a concert.
Wow.
Are you joking?
Swear to God.
Poor guy.
Just never went to a concert. I went to a Steve Aoki thing at the Fillmore, I think, but that was...
Breaking news, Dalvin Cook has just been released. Adam Scheffner just tweeted out a minute ago.
Politely, I'm going to say I told you guys so, because you told me for months that it wasn't going to happen. I told you it was going to happen, and that's why the Vikings are going to fall apart, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah, this was... We knew this was coming. I just wanted to read
That's great.
The announcement there.
That is great.
Dalvin is gone. Kirk is fucked.
That is great. Are you mad at the movie name, Adam? Put a different title on it and you don't notice it? I just... They don't make movies like they used to anymore. I know I sound like an old geezer, but it's the truth. The movies are so shit now. Maybe one movie a year is good. Back in the day, 5, 6, 7, 8 used to come out. And you had to be at the movie theater. Now it's not the case. Drives me nuts. Adam, can you beat Joey Chestnut? No.
No way.
I get full after one hot dog.
You could probably take down 30 glizzies.
I'm not dipping
easily.
my fucking hot dog in a fucking
JB, how many
basket of-
glizzies do you think Adam could tackle? I would say 30.
Nasty. No way. Two.
He wouldn't even chew
Two.
it. He wouldn't
Two
even
at
chew
most.
it.
Two at
It
most.
would just be sliding down.
You know from experience.
You know from experience.
Oh,
30
God.
minimum for Adam.
JB, have you ever stolen a Spider-Man DVD?
I have not, actually. I respect the superheroes.
Oh, God. All right, let's call it a show. Thank you guys so much. We'll be back tomorrow. For myself, Jeff Iafrate to my right, JB, Alex, and Lucas, we're out of here. Gabby will be back tomorrow. And it's Friday. God bless. 2K, tomorrow. You're fucked.
Oh, yeah.
You're fucked. Watch out for the 2K and Madden games tomorrow, guys. It's going to be fun. We're going to drop them all on Twitter. Make sure you follow Woodward Sports. Jeff will be crying. Goodbye.